Hey everybody, this is Gordon Goodwin. Hi, you're going to play a new chart that I wrote called My Man Sam. Obviously, wrote it for Sammy, but I wrote it for Sammy near the end of his life. He passed away middle of January 2021, not that long ago, but he was kind of sick since the previous October when I realized and heard that he was starting to transition to his next big adventure. I decided to write this chart for him. I was able to send him the demo, little piano demo of the chart, and then the Big Fat Band made a recording of it. We did a remote recording online, We were unfortunately unable to play that for Sammy before he passed away. But Alfred Publishing decided to publish the chart, and now you get a chance to play it. And in doing so, you can be a link in the chain of the music of this great man. I don't know if you've heard of him. If you've been in jazz band for a while, you may have played his music. I know his music was what first inspired me to be a composer myself, back when I was in 8th grade. Changed my life. And the fact that I was able to become friends and colleagues with Sammy was such an unbelievable honor. Still can't quite get my arms around it, frankly, because he was such an amazing guy. If you listen to his music, you could hear the kind of guy he was, right? He was just positive. He was jovial. He was hilarious. He had gratitude in his life. I mean, look at this picture of him. This is a picture of us at Capitol Records, and you can see Sammy in the white sweater. I'm standing behind him. That's actually with the Count Basie Band recording a Christmas record. And there's Sammy, and you can see, look at his vibe. That's the way he was. And that is what his music sounded like. So as you're playing this chart, My Man Sam, you need to remember that. If you remember that, that's going to guide you through your approach into playing this music. Now, that's not all you're going to need, because essentially what you're going to need to know is the language and vocabulary of Count Basie. Count Basie in an orchestra that defined swing and articulation and those kind of concepts for a big band. For many of us, that's the source. So the only way to understand the lessons of Count Basie is to listen to it. And that's not a kind of music that a lot of kids choose to listen to. But if you want to play it right, you need to probably go on YouTube, give it a listen. Check out some famous Count Basie recordings. Your band director can kind of direct you. So you can kind of hear the way they swing. You can hear the spirit that they play the music with, the kind of rhythmic pulse that they commit to, also the sense of a tight ensemble where they really listen. That is a big thing. And it's something for younger players that's a little elusive, because you're really worried about playing the right notes and what's, the fingering, and am I in tune, and am I playing everything right? When in fact, you've got to be doing all that stuff, but also listen to the guy next to you, listen to the lead trumpet player, listen to the drummer, listen to the bass player. You got to listen to everything. And that takes some training. It takes your ears to get used to taking in all that data at once and have that information inform the part that you're playing and the way that you play it, so that you're playing with everybody else. So that's a goal. It doesn't come overnight. But in this case, this chart, I've got it queued up here. I'm going to play a few bars, and you can kind of hear the demo recording of it. Hear that? So it's not really very loud, is it? It's just kind of mezzo forte, but it's committed. It's a strong mezzo forte. And most of the chart is kind of played that way, with a little bit of a swagger, a little bit of happiness and optimism. Let's listen to a few bars of the whole ensemble. So the main melody, you go da da da. So it's not do da da do da da. That's a little bit too square. You got to be a little more laid back. Do da da do da da. Now there's a part that happens a few bars in, da do da 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 da, where it is exaggerated, right? In contrast to all the smooth, cool jazz phrasing. That's like at bar. Why don't I have bar numbers? I think it's about the 15th bar of the phrase, if that helps. My bar numbers got cut off on this Xerox, so I don't know what bar it is. But you will, because you're going to dig into this chart and you're going to learn it and live with it. So when you're playing it, you're playing it. You're not reading it. You play it, right? So that means you need to internalize it. You need to practice your part so well that you don't have to really look at it anymore. That's how you free up your ears to listen to everybody else. That's how your band director can kind of get into nuance, as opposed to that's a wrong note, that's a wrong rhythm, that note's out of tune, all that boring stuff. That's your responsibility as band members. Play the right notes, play them in tune, play the right rhythms. That's where we start. And then on top of that, we figure out how do we make this music come alive? Off the page. On the page, it's nothing. It's just dots, lines, spaces. It's up to you guys to make it come alive. And when you do that, that's where music gets its magic. So listen to Count Basie, practice your part, get into the nuance of the chart, and as you play, think of this guy. Look at the expression on his face. Bring that to the music. And you will then be a link in the chain of the great, legendary Sammy Nestico. Good luck. Have fun. This is Gordon Goodwin. Talk to you later.